6 months in, US President Donald Trump's so-called Board of Peace has failed to deliver on its promise of a secure and prosperous future for Palestinians in Gaza, who are still being killed, maimed, and deprived of food and other crucial supplies by Israel's ongoing genocide. Human Rights Watch has said the humanitarian infrastructure sustaining life in Gaza remains in peril over 6 months after the ceasefire agreement in October 2025. As the Board of Peace prepared to brief the United Nations Security Council on its newly issued 6-month progress report, Israeli authorities remain undermining humanitarian lifelines. Israeli restrictions on bringing in generators, engine oil, and spare parts are causing breakdowns across healthcare, sanitation, debris removal, and humanitarian work. Rodents and insects are spreading across displacement camps, and skin infections and other diseases are on the rise. Israeli forces are still killing and wounding humanitarian workers in Gaza. As of late April, Israel has killed at least 593 aid workers in Gaza since October 2023, including 8 since the ceasefire. Gaza's Board of Peace appears to be providing cover to Israel, who continued with its genocidal war despite a ceasefire and Gaza's management being taken over on by the US. In a letter to the EU's top officials, German Chancellor Friedrich Merz has proposed the EU consider offering associate membership to Ukraine. The proposal would allow Ukraine to take part in EU meetings, but without voting rights, and would also have non-voting associate membership of the bloc's powerful executive branch, the European Commission and the European Parliament. Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky welcomed signs of possible progress in the accession negotiations. Candidate countries must bring their laws into line in 35 policy areas or chapters, ranging from justice standards to farm and fishing rules. All 27 EU members must agree before each chapter can be opened, and then again for it to be closed. Hungary, notably, has blocked the opening of negotiations, but with a new government now in place in Budapest this month, that stance could change. Merz's plan is unlikely to please those European officials who argue that EU membership must be a merits-based process that concludes only once all the benchmarks have been met. But the German leader did say that his approach should be extended to other countries waiting in line to join, notably those in the Western Balkans, where EU leaders are due to gather for a summit next month. As Europe has struggled to aid Ukraine in its war with Russia, they have constantly dangled EU membership to show Russia it backs Ukraine. But differences within the bloc make this extremely unlikely to ever come to fruition. Russia Premier Vladimir Putin visited Chinese Premier Xi Jinping just as Trump departed. Whilst the timing of the visit has filled many social media columns, the real substance of the visit lies in Russia's domestic, economic, and security needs. Russia needs to find a way to rejuvenate economic cooperation with China, especially as the Ukraine war has dragged on. Trade between the countries reached record levels of nearly $245 billion in 2024 and is now conducted almost entirely in rubles and yuan. But the momentum is slowing. In 2025, the value of Russia-China trade fell to $228 billion. The alliance has not produced the benefits that Moscow most wants, including greater access to Chinese technologies and large direct investment from China. Instead, Chinese investment is highly selective across industries, and its presence is based on joint ventures. Russia has for long wanted to revive China's interest and involvement in the Northern Sea Route, which connects Russia's European ports with the Far East and runs exclusively through Russian territorial waters. But the cargo turnover along the route has declined in recent years. Despite China expressing interest in the past, joint projects are currently limited to agreements on the development of container shipping. Putin didn't manage to get a deal on this, and what his visit has shown is Russia is the junior partner in the relationship. Putin's visit to China was good for optics, but Russia needs China's security and economic support to get through the challenges it's currently facing.